Hi, everybody. My name is Stephanie Kozlerich. I am with the Stephanie K Group at eXp Realty. And I wanted to have a conversation today with the fabulous Amber Ernst from New American Funding. Everybody say hi. So Amber and I have actually been working together as business partners for 12 years, and she has been with me since day one of my real estate career, pretty much. And the reason that we make a great team together is because one, first and foremost, is our communication with each other. And when I need to default to her for questions on financing, she helps out our clients. And when she has clients with real estate questions when we're working together, she defaults to me. So we're right there for you. We work together, and that's why we're a great team. So what I really want to do today is just interview Amber and ask her a few things about the market. And we want to just run down on what is going on in our market. Everybody's heard it's a crazy market, what is happening, interest rates, and like really just what that means for buyers and sellers. So Amber, if there's anything else you'd like to say about yourself, otherwise let's dive right into it.
Yeah, sure. No, thank you so much for having me. As Stephanie said, we have worked together for a long time, even though we're still only 25 years old. Yeah, right. I have a full service team here at New American Funding. We have people that manage our pipeline, people that handle closings, and our number one goal is 5-star customer service on every single transaction. So we know that people don't do this every day, and we do. So we really try to take it down to their level and help people understand the ins and outs of what we're doing, why we're doing it, and how it all correlates together. And when you work with top-notch realtors like yourself that can help communicate and make that process go seamless, it really takes all the questions out of it and makes it go smooth from beginning to end. So it's really important for people to work with good quality realtors that know the market, know how these transactions work, know what to expect, and help their clients move forward. So we're really appreciative to work with you and your team as well.
Oh.
As far as interest rates go, that's like a big hot topic, with them going up a little bit, it causes a little bit of anxiety, a little bit of a learning curve for buyers, but historically speaking, they're still amazing. If you look at in the last 50 years, to get an interest rate in the 3s is just outstanding. So we have to take a little bit of a different approach to it, yes, you might not get in the 2s anymore. And as they continue to go up a little bit, again, it's still giving us a great payment. However, they're still low. We do expect them to go up a little bit more throughout the end of the year.
Okay.
So, as a lot of people are saying, now's a good time just because you can secure that good rate and save money. We're looking at about $10,000 to $20,000 on $100,000, 20 to 30 on $200,000. So you can get more home for your price, if that makes sense, with the rates.
It does. So are you talking, is that like on a difference of a 1% interest rate increase? Like you're talking 20 to 30, is that over the life of the loan, over 30-year loan, or where does that play out exactly?
Yeah, so if you were talking like $1,000 versus $1,100 a month payment, or something, when people are looking at payments and price ranges, you can usually get $10,000 to $20,000 more purchase price right now with the interest rates as low as they are than if they would go up 1%. You'd have to look at a lower price point. Okay. So people are able to afford more money, which helps with the next thing that I have on my list about these competing markets and what to do, how to help people win an offer. And, obviously you guys delve into that a little bit more, but on our side as a pre-approval, we try to be upfront with our clients, like this is the payment difference between this price, and this price. So if you need to go a little bit more above, it's changing your payment, like $15 or something.
That's really the biggest thing that I want to also talk about too, when we get there is, a lot of people are talking about how, well, if I sell my house now for more, that's great, but I'm also spending, $10,000 more on my next home. So I'm actually they think that they're spending more than they would if they were to wait 2 years. Well, like you just said, if you're spending 10,000 more on your house, but you're gaining 20,000 more in equity on your house right now, you're actually losing money if you wait instead of putting your house on the market now. So that I just really wanted to make sure that that's correct with you, what you're seeing as well on numbers with people, because you're looking at their equity, you're looking at their interest rate, and you're looking at what they're spending on their next home. So is that kind of correct?
Yeah, a
okay.
lot of people too, it's not so much price ranges, it's payments.
Yes.
So when we look at monthly payments, it's what can you afford, and then that correlates to the price range. So, sometimes you might be pre-approved for 300,000 here and then 350 on that house, or 100 on this house and 125 on that house. And so we look at like payments closely, and we always tell people too, before you write an offer, just run the house by us so we can double check the payment, because taxes vary, and one house might have flood insurance or something like that. So we just want to make sure this is the payment you're signing up for, this is what you qualify for.
Right. And I would say most people, when I talk about that with them, when we're discussing in their consultation what they want to spend, they're like, well, we want to spend 200. I'm like, well, what takes you to 200, or what takes you to 150 or 100 or 500? You want to look at really you work backwards and work from what you're comfortable on your monthly payment with, what's going to make you want to buy that home. And so I think that's a big deal too. And I like that you just touched on the monthly payment. So yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Good.
I know, another thing too that a lot of people, or one thing that I guess we try really, really hard to do up front is, and some people feel a little inundated with all of the questions, but we really try to ask all of the questions up front so there's no surprises throughout the loan process. And so a lot of people, what's the difference between me just going online and getting some general pre-qualification letter versus somebody kind of delving through everything and running automated underwriting and running your credit report, and sometimes asking for a verification of employment. And, with the experience my team has, we can handle these on a case-by-case basis. So, if you have an 800 credit score and you've been a teacher for 20 years and you're salaried, it's pretty straightforward as long as you give me your gross pay, how to calculate a pre-approval. Right. But, if you work in a factory and have overtime, if you're self-employed, if you're in sales, all of those factors go into like how we do our pre-approval, which correlates to how we close your loan. So we try to really ask all of those questions and go through the information. And if I need a verification of employment to average overtime over 2 years, I'm going to ask those questions. And so I think that's something that I know as, working with the real estate community and closings and stuff. And the reason why we do have high reviews is because we do ask all of that information up front. So everybody's aware what we're expecting throughout the process. And I feel bad for people that, they get a pre-qualification letter because they put that they made, $5,000 a month and they've only made that 1 month in the last 2 years. So as a lender, we have to average it, and then they're not qualified anymore. And so we realize that there's buyers, there's sellers, there's realtors, there's lenders, there's all these people that are involved in helping these people. So we want to make sure when we give the pre-approval letter that it will in fact close the way that, everybody's presented it. So that's so important. And I know when you guys are out there competing for offers, having like a solid lender behind you means a lot. And I know there's other factors that, you can kind of go into as well, but it's so important.
I'm sorry to interrupt you. I didn't mean to. One of the biggest things that I hear, and I don't know if you hear this, people want to get approved because they're like, oh, we want to buy, the house, like the interest rates are low, but there's no houses on the market. There's nothing, right now in our market where we're at, our inventory is very low. So what I would like to do is talk through what you've experienced with, like, let's say contingent offers, and now it's time to list your house. And I know that a lot of people have anxiety about getting their house on the market. And then what do we do with contingent offers? Because we're looking for something specific, or it's just not out there, or there's like 10 different people that want the same thing. So what I'd like to really tap into with that is talking about, you know, what your experience has been with contingents. I know that we recently had a pretty good experience with one, and really what it takes to work together to get your house on the market, find that other one, you know, or vice versa, and go from there. So what, I guess, what would you say your experience is with people getting pre-approved and then not getting their house on the market until they may find one?
Yeah, so I'm finding that contingent offers just don't get accepted at all.
Yeah.
Like it just doesn't work. So my advice is there any way we can qualify without selling?
Perfect.
Which highlight, we have a program. It's called a recast, where you can put the equity down after the fact. So as long as you have minimum down, we can help people qualify without selling. And then when they get their equity, they can put the money down after they close, which is super awesome.
And how much does that recast cost them, Amber?
$300.
Only $300. That's amazing. So virtually they are going to get more for their house now by putting it on the market. And who knows how to get their house ready for market. Literally, like, I'm going to come in and I'm going to say, hey, do X, Y, and Z, but ABC is not important that you know, as important as you think it is. Let's talk about what's really important. Let's get your house on the market. Let's get it sold. And then you go in and minimum down payment, what, on a conventional loan is 5%, right? So they're going to gain so much more selling their house now. They're going to put minimum down. And then when they're able to get their house sold, then, hey, we get to go back for $300 and put the rest of the equity in your loan.
Right.
Amazing.
Amazing. It's amazing. Yes.
That's
And
awesome.
we're doing so many of those right now, like so many.
It takes the pressure off people who really get anxious about what to do with their house. Like, oh my gosh, this market, I have a house to sell first. What do I do? But that's perfect.
Yeah, and you don't have to have like all of your things in your, you know, in a U-Haul outside the lawyer's office, and you don't have the stress of what if your sale gets pushed back a couple days? What are you going to do with your dogs and your kids and everything while you're closing?
Yeah.
How can we, you know, and I've even had some clients that are listing it after they sell because there's no time limit on the recast. So take your time, paint your new house, clean it, move everything out, have Steph come in and stage it so it looks like $1 million property, and then
sell it in a day.
Yeah, and then
sell it in a day.
And then when you get your money, call me and we'll wire it in and change your payment. It's really, really, really great. We're doing a lot of those right now.
Yes. So great.
Yeah. So that's like a huge product that we use to help with that.
I'll ask again at the end, but what's the best way to contact you? If they want to, like right now, they're like, I need to call her right now, but I'll ask you at the end again. But what's the best way to contact you? Your phone, email?
Yeah, probably my cell phone's the fastest, 563-579-10.
And the biggest thing I want, you know, consumers and clients to know when we're doing this today is the fact that, you know, now is the time to list your property. Just because other properties that you're looking for are going for higher than they have in the past, you're still going to gain more out of your equity, and you're still going to gain more out of your interest rate over time than you are waiting. Because what if interest rates go up 2 or 3% in a few years? We don't know that. And we need inventory right now. So if you're thinking about buying or selling, contact me. We'll get you in touch with Amber. We'll get you going. And you can contact me by calling me also or texting at 563-370-3395. And again, it's super important to look at those numbers. Be with a team like Amber and myself who are going to give a hard, honest, solid look at your numbers, tell you what you need to do, and then be able to work through that together. And also research on the next home as well, because that's also very important. You have to be able to look at those numbers and be able to really capture what the home is going to go for. And then, hey, when we're writing multiple offers, we know what we should be going to or what this property is going to be worth. And that's also very important. So it takes a really strong team.
It does.
Yeah. Awesome.
Thank you for having me today.
Thank you for talking with me and your time. I really appreciate it. And If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to both of us. We do group texts as well. And send us a message if you didn't get our contact information.